Hello there, I'm Bob Proctor. Meta is a nice word. It's a word most people don't understand. We talk about metaphysical, we'll say, oh, that's bad stuff. No, it's just what you can't see with these eyes. You got to see with an inner eye of understanding. Meta is beyond the physical. Do you know that 99% of our population has been programmed to let the outside world control the inside? If you want to get what you want, you let the inside world control the outside. That's what the meta secret's all about.
The meta secret to wealth and abundance is doing what you love, following your passion, enjoying your life, being grateful for this moment, realizing that in fact, you already have wealth and abundance. You have wealth and abundance to the level that you allow it in your life. Expand your level of openness, deservingness, and you can have more wealth and abundance right now.
How do you become more wealthy? You become more grateful. Studies here in the US show that grateful people earn more money and are better at innovation. So the first step to becoming more wealthy is become more grateful. Find the good in your world right now, and you'll take a first step to become more wealthy.
The meta secret to wealth is knowing exactly what you want and then being willing to pay the price to get it. Most people think that wealth just comes out of having this impression in your mind that you're going to live an abundant life. And that's an important piece of it, but it's incomplete. If you look at the word attraction in the law of attraction, the last 6 letters spell action, A-C-T-I-O-N. One of my favorite words is satisfaction. We all want to have satisfaction. And again, in Latin, satis means enough. Enough action, satisfaction, enough action produces the result. You know, I've been very, very successful with the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, and everyone thinks, oh man, you were lucky, you had this great idea. And we use the law of attraction. We visualize and we put up posters around our office that simulated bestseller lists with our name #1. We visualize bookstore windows full of Chicken Soup for the Soul books, all of which came true. But there's a asking and a believing and a receiving, the 3 steps that I think of in the law of attraction. And the second part of believing is taking action. Because if you believe that your action is going to pay off, you'll take the action. So believing doesn't just mean like sitting there going, I believe I can be wealthy. It means doing the things that produce wealth.
The key to abundance is to act in spite of fear, act in spite of doubt, act in spite of worry, act in spite of inconvenience, act in spite of uncertainty, act in spite of anything.
If we're talking about metaphysical, we're talking about beyond the physical. So what we've got to do is go inside. We have been programmed to live from the outside in. We're letting what's going on outside of us control what's going on inside. If we're going to get into the meta side of our own personality, we've got to get away from this physical instrument we've got and move into the higher side of our own personality. And start to understand that we live simultaneously on 3 planes of understanding. And we work from a higher to a lower potential. If you're working with electricity, any electrician, any engineer will tell you that you have to work from a higher to lower potential. If you go contrary to that, you're not going to get any use out of the electricity. Well, when you're working with the mind, you don't start with the physical and work up. You start with thought and work down. Thoughts are of a spiritual nature. Spirit's omnipresent. Where's thought? Thought's omnipresent. 100% evenly present in all places at the same time. I can be underwater and think. I can be in an airplane and think. I've had the pleasure of working with a couple of the astronauts that have been on the other side of the moon, and they could think. Not only could they think on the other side of the moon, they could transfer their thoughts to somebody here on Earth. It's just a form of telepathic communication.
You know, it's been said that if you build it, they will come. I think if you build it and you build something
The meta secret to relationships is to know that the universe is giving you love right now. When you give love to the universe, when you give love to another, you will receive love in turn. Love is the essence and nature of relationship.
Relationships are a two-way street. It's not just about taking and giving and receiving and getting what you want, but it's also about giving. I like to say that each person should take 100% responsibility for the quality of the relationship. Because if you take 50-50, whenever it's not working, it's going to be their 50%. So if you take 100% and act as if everything in the relationship, you're creating it, and when it isn't exactly what you want it to be, say, how am I creating that? Take that curiosity and use it as a tool. And when you get the answer like, oh, I'm not coming home on time, I'm not listening, I'm not doing this, then you have the opportunity to shift and do the thing that produces relationship. A friend of mine wrote a book called Making Relationships Work. And the idea is there is work in making the relationship work. So be willing to do the work. Give as much as you get. The more you give, the more will come back.
To have a better relationship with anyone in your life, first you begin by having a relationship with yourself. Treat yourself the way you would your very dearest friend. Love yourself regardless of all the crazy shenanigans you pull. Believe me, I do this every day. So if you want a better relationship with someone else, love yourself.
Relationships are part of what the universe is giving you as a gift. The first and most important relationship is the one with yourself. When you love yourself, you heal yourself. When you love yourself, you become a magnet that people want to hang around, and you begin to attract other people and new relationships. It's all based on love. It's all based on non-judgment. It's all based on total acceptance. The universe has a relationship with you right now, and the universe wants to give you more. Are you ready to accept it?
The concept that I can't live without you is a tragic statement to me. The idea that I need somebody else to complete my life, I need somebody else or my life's not worthwhile is a very sad statement, and I think someone needs to take a good look at themselves when they say that. When you start to think that thought, stop for a second. Realize life is full of stuff, and sometimes stuff is potholes, and sometimes stuff is bridges are out ahead, and sometimes there's a detour in life. I heard somebody once say that sometimes the most beautiful scenes in life are the ones we observe on a detour. Have you ever gone on a detour and realized that your life wouldn't have been the same if you hadn't taken that twist or that turn in your life? Next time stuff happens, take a look. Maybe there's something better right around the corner.
The law of cause and effect tells us that there are no such thing as coincidences. Everything that happens in this world happens because of a reason. Someone, somewhere, created a cause. It may not be something you are aware of. It may not be something we can even begin to realize or see at this level. But at some level, someone, somewhere, or a group of people, or even us, may have created it. And so as a result, we see the effect. We see the effect around us. We see the effect everywhere on this planet.
Everyone asks me, Jay, how in the world can I have a better, a happier, a richer, a more joyous relationship? And it's very simple. First thing is you got to slow down enough to be externally focused. It's all about them. The more interested and externally focused you are on the other person, the more extraordinary their experience will be, and the more naturally they'll reciprocate it. The second, and you're watching me, and I've got a serious side, and you know that.
クリエイターなるものは、やはり言葉、振動を用いて全てを設計されたんではないかと思うんですね。そして、その、振動の、設計図は非常に緻密なもので美しい共鳴振動にあふれたものであったことでありましょう。もし、先ほどの実験をやったように、非共鳴、同士の組み合わせであるならば、それは破壊的なエネルギーとなって、命を形作られないからです。私たちの体は最終的にクリエイターの、いろいろな、試行錯誤によってだんだんこう単純なものから、微生物だとか海の中のものだとかそういうものから、小動物始まって複雑なものになっていって、最後の芸術作品として、クリエイターなるものが作られた結果、私たちはあるというふうに思うんですね。その本来の設計というものが、バランスの取れた振動の組み合わせというものが、何らかの要因によって崩れていくときに、私たちはストレスを持ち病気になっているんだというふうに考えています。
As you've already seen from Dr. Masaru Emoto, water makes up 85% of our body. And the thoughts we think actually create a vibration in the water that has memory. And so you have to think positive thoughts. Again, we go back to forgiveness and letting go, thinking positive thoughts, expecting to be healthy, not listening to what people tell you, not taking in beliefs. I have been out in the sun my whole life. I've never gotten skin cancer, don't intend to get skin cancer. And when stuff comes on about it, I choose not to listen to it because I know that belief would affect me. So I believe that I am a person that my spiritual connection keeps me healthy. Also, though, I work on the level of the physiology of the body, the biochemistry. It makes sense to play at that level. I eat organic food. I drink healthy water that's not contaminated with chlorine and all the stuff they put in it, so I filter my water. I eat the right kinds of nutrients for my body. I've found out what I'm allergic to, and I've basically eliminated those from my diet. I exercise. So exercise and keeping my body toned. We want to have resistance exercise. We want endurance, which means we need to jog and do aerobics and things like that. And we need to have flexibility, things like yoga and Pilates. So we need a complete system to keep our body healthy. And then a detoxification, I think, is the part that most people don't do enough with. We are taking in so many toxins in the air we breathe. But if you will cleanse on a regular basis, I cleanse every Monday. I just do a cleansing diet where I just drink liquids and then I don't eat anything else. And my liver has a chance to get rid of all the toxins that are in my body.
I want you to understand that you have a marvelous mind. And you can do anything with it, and don't ever listen to anybody that tells you you can't. You want to start to look at yourself not as a body or as a name. Like, I'm not Bob Proctor. Bob and Proctor are just two words. You've never heard anybody phone into school and say, body's not coming today, it's sick. Never heard anyone say, hand, it's my hand. My body, my name. Well, you see, there's something wonderful about you and something wonderful about me, and it's the same thing. We have a marvelous mind. We're creative beings. Talk to your body. You're not a body, you live in a body. Now, this may sound silly because maybe nobody's ever said this to you before, but go around just repeating maybe 1,000 times to yourself, I'm not a body, I live in a body. I'm not a body, I live in a body. I'm not a body, I live in a body. Then start telling your body to relax.
The meta secret to great health is to feel good now. You do that with good thoughts, you do that with good food, you do that with plenty of sleep, you do that by doing what you love. That's the meta secret to great health.
The meta secret to health is to honor your body. Listen to your body.
Here's the paradox of being human. Real happiness is only available in the moment. If you're brooding on the past or obsessed about the future, even if you're looking forward to something that could be magnificent in the future, it's not quite the same sort of anchored contentment that you get from really being in the moment. We human beings seem to be perpetually someplace else. That's kind of like one definition of the human predicament, the human condition. We are perpetually thinking about the past, the future, something to the right, something to the left, something else. I think the paradox to happiness is you do have to have dreams and aspirations, and you have to be anchored, rooted, and happy where you are. Not always easy to do, but I keep trying.
Happiness is a point of view. Am I happy? Yeah, I think I am. How can somebody always be sad? Of course we're sad when we lose somebody that we love, or that when the project we're working on so long doesn't work out. Temporary sadness is a very human condition. How can you be happy? Maybe by finding things to do that make you happy.
You see, if you're miserable, your mind is focused on the past. There's a method concept. Get you over any miserable concept in a heartbeat. Focus on right now. See, you're miserable because of something that happened that you didn't want to happen, or something she said or he said or they did. Forget it. It's in the past. And quit worrying about the future. Have you any idea the number of electrical charges must fly through your body for the simple object of writing your name? See, your brain is an electronic switching station, and you've got one. And you can activate brain cells, and you can set up any vibration you want. If it's a negative vibration, you're going to be unhappy. If it's a positive one, you're going to be happy. Every brain cell is a positive and a negative pole. Everything that you look at is going to be impregnated into cells in your brain. Now, you're either going to look at the positive or the negative side of it. What side do you want to live in? I choose to look at the good side of a situation. Put yourself in a good vibration. Think of the blood in your body. Do you know it circulates through hundreds of miles of passageway every 33 seconds? It carries all the food in and all the garbage out. You got more power in your little finger than you need to light up your home for the year. There's about 11 million kilowatt hours per pound of potential energy locked up in your body. And you're probably saying, I haven't got any energy. That's because you're miserable. Get out of it. Get over it. Focus on now.
One of the most important things you need to do in your life is discover your life purpose. I believe that everybody is born with an individual and unique purpose. And when you are doing your life purpose, when you're living it, expressing it, fulfilling it, you're happy. And so many people have talked about joy being your guidance system, that when you're off purpose, you're not happy, you're not joyful. And so this joy, this inner experience of happiness and joy is a way of saying, oh, I'm on course, I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. Stephen Covey said, you know, you don't want to get to the end of life and get to the top of the ladder and find out the ladder was leaning against the wrong building. You can be very, very successful. And we see people with all the cars and the toys and the money and the society recognition and so forth, but they're not happy because they're not fulfilling their purpose. Think about it like this. A rose has to be a rose. A chrysanthemum has to be a chrysanthemum. A geranium has to be a geranium. And yet we as people have been given choice. The choice to pursue any number of things and do whatever we want to do. But unfortunately, most of us have been talked out of our purpose.
If you want to be happy, come back into this moment and do what you love in this moment.
You should absolutely work toward improving your life, improving the world, improving your relationships.
This is our home. We have nowhere else to go. Earth gives us everything we need to celebrate life. everything you do will either hurt or heal our planet.
You were brought here to learn many lessons. To learn how to love who you are, where you are, and the people you surround yourself with. Just remember that you carry within yourself everything you need for the fulfillment of your life's purpose. You are the sum of all of your experiences, all of your choices, and you are a work in progress. You deserve more happiness, more love, more joy, more abundance, and especially more fun. Life was never meant to be a struggle. You were meant to participate in this grand miracle called life. And as you begin to look all around you, start now to taste, smell, hear, and touch with your heart the abundance that surrounds you. You are indeed spectacular beings of light. So if you want to know the meta secret to life, to happiness, live more, love more, and laugh more. Change the stories in your head, and you can change the world.
It's a short trip. Make it a